A very good evening and welcome to News Express. Tinubu with Fubara Wike over Rivers State political crisis. In business, Senate films as NNPCL shuns 210 trillion naira audit probe. And on the foreign scene, Iranian foreign minister admits serious damage to nuclear sites. In sports, Ofili Chukuma to light up ATX Aspirant Classic. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. My name is Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. And now to the news in details. In a major step forward resolving the prolonged political crisis in Rivers State, President Bola Tinubu has convened a high-level peace meeting at the State House in Abuja, bringing together key actors in the conflict for a rare face-to-face dialogue. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, on his verified X handle, confirmed the closed-door meeting was attended by suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, suspended Rivers Speaker Martins Amahule, and several other lawmakers involved in the dispute. The peace talk, described as a reconciliation meeting, has been considered the most significant and defining intervention of many others by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu since the crisis erupted and deepened into a near-constitutional impasse. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has convened a meeting of the Inter-Party Agency Consultative Committee on Election Security as part of preparation for upcoming electoral activities. The meeting is focused on security arrangements ahead of key elections and resumption of voters' registration. Our correspondent Hassan Kabir reports.
The Independent National Electoral Commission Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, highlighted 4 major electoral activities on the calendar, which include the Federal Capital Territory Area Council election, the nationwide by-election, and the off-cycle governorship election, and the resumption of continuous voters registration exercise.
First is the conduct of by-elections to fill vacancies in 16 constituencies in 2 senatorial districts, 5 federal constituencies, and 9 state assembly constituencies. The by-elections will be held in 12 states of the Federation, involving 32 local government areas, 356 wards, and 6,987 polling units. The by-elections will be held on the 16th of August 2025. The second activity is the off-cycle governorship election in Anambra State, scheduled for 8th November 2025. Related to the election in Anambra is the resumption of the continuous voter registration in the state from 8th to 17th July 2025.
While addressing security concerns, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu called on all security agencies to provide adequate protection of lives, electoral officials, and materials before, during, and after the polls. He reiterated the Commission's commitment to working with security stakeholders and ensure credible and violence-free election.
I call on security agencies to make adequate and proactive arrangements for the protection of personnel and assets to be deployed by the Commission and all stakeholders for these activities.
As Nigeria moves closer to another round of election, the collaboration between INEC and security agencies remains vital, with preparations underway. All eyes are on the Commission to deliver a process that is peaceful, inclusive, and credible. Hassan Kabir reporting for Global TV.
President Bola Tinubu has commissioned the newly completed Kabusa-Keti Road in Abuja as part of efforts to improve infrastructure and ease transportation within the Federal Capital Territory. The president, who was represented by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, emphasized the administration's commitment to delivering critical road projects across the country. Our FCT correspondent was there, and he has more. It's a day of celebration for residents and commuters as the long-awaited Kabusa Road is officially declared open. The Kabusa Road Commission forms part of the ongoing effort by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to prioritize infrastructure as a catalyst for national development. Representing President Bola Tinubu, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, commended the Federal Capital Territory Administration for fast-tracking construction and delivering a modern road that is expected to decongest traffic and improve connectivity between Kabusa and surrounding communities.
Transformational. This vital infrastructure connects communities, unlocks economic potential, and affirms our administration's commitment to equitable development across every corner of our nation.
While speaking at the commissioning, the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, emphasized that the project demonstrates the resolve of President Bola Tinubu's administration to bridge infrastructural gaps and make life easier for Nigerians.
The importance of this road is why you can see the communities have come out here in their numbers to celebrate it. And that is what government owes. When the people are happy, government will be happy. When people talk, you see, when government does its own work, you'll see the reflection in the faces of the people.
It is expected that the road will boost economic activities and enhance safety for residents. Godwin Sunday, reporting from Kabusa Road in Abuja for Global Television. President Bola Tinubu has declined assent to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA Amendment Bill 2025 into law. In a later address to the House of Representatives and read on the floor by the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, the President cited constitutional and transparency concerns for withholding the assent. Our correspondent Uyi Agbomofwebe completes the report.
The President, referencing Section 58, subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, explained that the bill seeks to empower the NDLEA to retain a portion of proceeds from drug-related crimes, a move, he said, contradicts existing financial regulations. He noted that under the current system, all proceeds of crime are paid into the government's confiscated and forfeited properties accounts. Disbursements to any recovering agency, including the NDLEA, can only be made by presidential approval, subject to the consent of the Federal Executive Council and the National Assembly. The President maintained that there is no compelling reason to alter a process designed to uphold accountability through executive and legislative oversight.
My decision is that the bill seeks to give the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency power to retain a portion of the proceeds of drug-related crime. Currently, all proceeds of crime must be paid into the confiscated and forfeited properties account. In addition to this, payments to the relevant organization responsible for recoveries can only be made by the President, subject to the approval of the Federal Executive Council and the National Assembly.
Meanwhile, two members of the House of Representatives have defected to the All Progressives Congress APC. Honorable Chimobi Sam Atu, representing Enugu South and Enugu North, and Honorable Joseph Uwombasi, representing Eza North, Ishielu Federal Constituency in Ebonyi State, announced their departure from the Labour Party and the All Progressives Grand Alliance, respectively, citing persistent internal crisis and the need to align with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. The Speaker, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, formally announced their defections on the floor of the House. Following the announcement, Minority Whip Honorable Issa Jesse, relying on Section 68, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution, urged the Speaker to immediately declare Honorable Atu's seat vacant.
After holistic consultations with my constituents and critical stakeholders, I have, therefore, moved to the All Progressive Congress effective today. This decision was necessitated by the persistent internal crisis plaguing the Labour Party, both at the national level and within the state chapter.
From the Labour Party to appeal to you to quickly declare the seat of the member vacant immediately. This, since he has violated Section 68(1)(g) of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that you should declare his seat vacant and be courageous enough to do that today.
Uyi Agbomofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Senate has confirmed the chairmen and board members of the Southwest, South-South, and North Central Development Commissions. The approval came at the chairman of the relevant Senate committees presented a report during plenary section. Kike Lomo Okere has details.
The committee hereby recommends that the Senate do confirm the nomination of the underlisted person as chairman, managing director, and members of the Southwest Development Commission. 1. Senator Olubunmi Adebunmi as chairman.
During the confirmation process, Tijani Laura, a nominee for South-South Development Commission Board, was dropped due to his failure to submit the necessary documents required for screening.
The Senate do confirm the nominations of the unlisted persons as chairman and members of the Governing Council of the North Central Development Commission. 1. Barrister Cosmas T. Aki, chairman. Dr. Senyir Siri Yetsin, managing director.
Additionally, Minority Leader Abba Moro raised concern about the leadership composition of the North Central Development Commission, pointing out that it was incomplete.
That the appointment is a call to serve our nation by Mr. President, and they should do all within their powers to make sure that they discharge their duties diligently, so that the intention of Mr. President to develop our nation will be realized.
Despite these issues, the Senate proceeded to confirm all nominees for position across the three development commissions. In a similar development, the Senate confirmed the appointment of Oludare Sunday and Kabir Katata as the new Managing Director and Executive Director of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC. The confirmation took place during Thursday plenary following the report by the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, chaired by Senator Adetokunbo Abiru.
The Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, after robust engagement with the nominees and being satisfied with their experiences, performance and academic qualifications, hereby recommends as follows: that the Senate do confirm the combinations of the underlisted as Managing Director and Executive Director of NDIC. 1. Mr. Thompson Oludare Sunday as the Managing Director.
Mr. Thompson Oludare Sunday is hereby confirmed as the Managing Director of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation. The nomination of Dr. Kabir Sabo Katata is hereby confirmed as the Executive Director of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Following Thursday's confirmation, Oludare and Katata are expected to immediately assume their role at the NDIC, a key institution in safeguarding Nigeria's banking system and depositors fund. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Deputy Senate President Barau Jibril has reaffirmed his loyalty to President Bola Tinubu, referring to him as a political father and pledging to execute any directives issued by the president. Our correspondent Ramsey Enoch Agbo has the details.
Speaking to journalists at the National Assembly, the Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Barau, provided an update on the upcoming Constitution Review Town Hall meetings set to take place nationwide, highlighting the collective nature of President Tinubu's success. Barau stated that when the president succeeds, we all succeed.
Whatever the president, let me tell you, I'm very loyal to him. But you see, you don't, Mr. President, is a very kind-hearted person. When we had our problem in Kano, he was the one who resolved our issues for us and made it possible for me to be given the ticket to come to the Senate. He stood by me to become the Deputy Senate President. So if the time comes and he said, I want you to work with me, well, I'll say, thank you, sir.
Senator Barrow also outlined the Senate's comprehensive approach to the Constitution review process, stressing the critical role of inclusivity and public engagement. He revealed that the Senate Committee on Constitution Review has received numerous memoranda and bills from Nigerian citizens and civil society organizations.
To have zonal public hearings where we allow Nigerians will be given the opportunity to come in to ventilate their views with respect to their to whatever they feel should be done to the Constitution. So what we are going to listen to hear from these people, from our people in the zones, is not restricted to what we have gotten. It's an open space for people to bring in whatever they want to bring.
Senator Barrow emphasized that the hearings are open to all Nigerians, regardless of profession or social status, welcoming participation from professionals, academics, grassroots representatives, and every citizen interested in shaping the nation's future. Ramsey Enoch reporting for Global TV News.
The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the Nigerian police force over multiple allegations of corruption, abuse of office, and financial misappropriation threatening national security. The resolution followed a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Ibe Osanwa, Mark Esset, and Mohammed Jafaru, who noted that the police constitutional mandate to protect lives and properties is being undermined by rising reports of procurement breaches and financial irregularities. Our correspondent Sharon Ajay has the details.
The lawmakers cited allegations that the Nigerian Police Forces Procurement Department awarded a 6 billion naira contract for police uniforms to Crown Nature Nigerian Limited by splitting it into 66 contracts to bypass the Public Procurement Act. Describing these issues as a systematic abuse of office and disregard for regulations, the House mandated its committees on public accounts and public procurement to investigate and report back within 6 weeks.
The House is disturbed by the reported sale of critical national security assets, including Garki Police Barracks in Abuja, the Falomo Police Barracks in Lagos, and Bompai Barracks in Kano, to private individuals closely linked with Exim Realty Company Limited, without due process or required approvals from the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, Ministry of Police Affairs, or the Federal Executive Council, and in total disregard of the PPP regulation guide.
The House of Representatives also
moved that the bill for the establishment of the Federal Institute of Diving Technology, Ibeju-Lekki, charged with the responsibility to provide full-time courses in deep sea ocean diving study, be read the second time. I so move.
Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has reaffirmed the commitment of the Nigerian Armed Forces to closely work with traditional rulers to restore lasting peace in Benue State and surrounding regions. Our correspondent Felicity Ndere reports that General Musa emphasized that the military cannot achieve sustainable peace alone without the cooperation of support of local leaders and communities. Felicity Ndere from Benue State reports.
After a closed-door meeting with the Council of Traditional Rulers, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, explained that the meeting has created a genuine platform for collaboration, allowing all stakeholders to approach the issue of insecurity with sincerity and unity of purpose. The Chief of Defense Staff also disclosed that additional troops have been deployed to the affected communities, particularly Yewata, to ensure the safe return of displaced persons to their ancestral homes.
Now, the challenges are those bearing arms. I want to use this medium to also warn my own personnel. I've had reasons, people mentioning that they said they were not told to attack criminals. I said no. Once a military man is deployed in any location, he is duty bound to protect himself, protect his colleague, and protect the communities he is there. He doesn't need any other issue. Anybody that is seen to be carrying arms illegally should be arrested, and if he proves wants to take his shot, he should be shot. That is the mandate.
His Royal Majesty, Professor James Ayati, stated that security agencies are gaining control over criminal elements in the region. He warned that anyone involved in crime within his domain, regardless of status, will face the full wrath of the law.
Any criminal activity comes directly under the control and exercise of authority of security agencies. So anybody in our domain that is involved in criminal activities, the security agencies should deal with that person.
On his part, the Ochidoma, His Royal Majesty, Dr. John Ilaigu, reiterated the firm stance of traditional institutions in Benue against violent militia. He appealed to armed herders to vacate Benue lands to enable farmers return to their fields and reclaim the state's identity as the food basket of the nation.
If there is no food, can you survive? And we are the food basket of the nation. They have turned it to us to another thing entirely, and that is why we are telling them, go. If you want to come to our land, do the proper thing, but we will profile you, identify where you are coming from, and how long are you going to stay here. And that is what we are talking about, and we stand by what you said.
The meeting is aimed at strengthening security of lives and properties and enhancing peace-building advocacy in the state. As consultations with stakeholders and security agencies continue, the people of Benue State remain hopeful that peace will soon return to their land. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere, reporting for Global TV News.
The National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, failed to appear before the Senate Committee on Public Accounts probing alleged financial discrepancies amounting to over 210 trillion in its audited report from 2017 to 2023. Despite being summoned, no official or external auditors from the company showed up. However, representatives from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, and Department of State Services were present. And on the foreign scene, Iran's foreign minister has admitted that excesses and serious damage was done to the country's nuclear sites in the recent U.S. and Israeli bombings. Abba Ragashi told a state broadcaster that an assessment of the damage is being carried out by the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran. However, hours earlier, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said the strikes did not disrupt the country's nuclear program. And in sports, the Nigerian sprint stars Favour Ofili and Rosemary Chukwuma have been confirmed for the 2025 ATX Sprint Classic scheduled for Saturday, June the 28th at Southwestern University of Georgetown, Texas, where they will go head-to-head with some of the world's fastest sprinters in the women's 100-meter event. Ofili returned to track for the first time since making global headlines in May when she shattered the women's 150 meters world record at the Adidas Atlanta City Games with a blistering 15.85 seconds. The 22-year-old speed star, who also holds the Nigerian 200-meter record of 21.96 seconds, remain one of the most versatile and dominant forces in global sprinting. Our 100-meter season best of 10.94 seconds made a one to watch in Texas. And as the Global TV News Express come to an end, here is a recap of our top stories. In a major step towards resolving the prolonged political crisis in Rivers State, President Bola Tinubu has convened a high-level peace meeting at the State House in Abuja, bringing together key actors in the conflict for a real face-to-face dialogue. In business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPCL) failed to appear before the Senate Committee on Public Accounts probing alleged financial discrepancies amounting to over 210 trillion in its audited report from 2017 to 2023. And on the foreign scene, Iran's foreign minister has admitted that excesses and serious damage was done to the country's nuclear site in the recent U.S. and Israeli bombings. And in sports, Nigerian sprint star Favour Ofili and Rosemary Chukwuma have been confirmed for the 2025 ATX Sprint Classic scheduled for Saturday, June the 28th at Southwestern University in Georgetown, Texas, where they will go head-to-head with some of the world's fastest sprinters in the women's 100 meters events. And that's it on Global TV News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media currently showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app from your Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.